Today I'm gonna rank the 10 best AI roleplay tools for creating, let's just say, some pretty spicy stories, if you know what I mean, wink wink. So before I dive headfirst into the list, I quickly wanna go over what exactly these erotic AI roleplay tools are. These aren't just your run-for-the-mill chatbots, not your standard AI girlfriend apps, because these tools, they're specifically built for roleplaying. It really feels like you're the star of your own story, being in a movie, but with a lot more plot and some fewer clothes, I guess. So there are two types of AI roleplay tools. Basically, you have one that's more focused on creating stories. So you're basically writing your own novel. And then there are other ones that go more towards the game side of things. So you're talking to an AI character or multiple AI characters, and the story just unfolds as you go. So if you're looking for a deep dive into a storyline where you call the shots, these are definitely the tools you want to check out. So starting off with the first one, and this is a brand new tool I discovered. It's called iFable AI. This is a really good AI roleplay chatbot. They've got a bunch of cool scenarios, a lot of romance stuff, but also some really funny stuff like giant turkey attack, where basically the world gets attacked by giant turkeys and you just roleplay how to survive, I guess. And what really sets this apart is that every story, it starts with a chapter. So we start with chapter 1. Every now and then the AI spits out a relevant image. If you're roleplaying that you're like in a forest, then the AI will send you a picture of a forest. It's just a great way to make it more immersive. What I also really like is that they give you multiple options. First of all, you can just type in what you want to see and what you want the AI to do, but you can also use one of their suggestions, and sometimes they're just really good and you can just make an entire story by pushing a few buttons, which is absolutely great. They also got a bunch of storylines from your favorite anime, movies. You can also create your own story, which is surprisingly easy due to... So the next one is called AI stmshp, and it's a mouthful, I know, but hear me out. This is an AI roleplay storytelling tool. So you have a bunch of stories you can dive into and roleplay with the characters. And what makes this tool so great is, first of all, they have a bunch of energy you get for free. I've spent hours with this tool and I didn't run into any paywall. Depending on how much you use it, you can use it for free. It generates images during your roleplay story. So for example, there's one and it's called Mr. Meatball, and you're basically a meatball and you need to escape from a kitchen. So it generates images of the kitchen during your story, which makes it very immersive. And every time you want to do a decision, and then you need to roll a dice. And depending on the number on the dice, the AI will determine if you succeed or not. And it's just a fun blend between AI roleplay and AI gaming. So yeah, I would definitely rank this a B tier. So the next AI roleplay tool is one of my personal favorites, and it's called Miku GG. This is an AI roleplay storytelling tool. So you can dive into a novel or create your own unfiltered NSFW novel. And what makes it so great is the blend between quality of the responses you get and the immersiveness. What they do is, when you create your own novel or dive in a novel, you have a character which looks very good that comes with a background. Now, when you change locations in your novel, the background will also change. You can even adjust the settings so that when you get your character upset, he or she will actually show that she's angry. The same goes for happy or sad or any emotion, basically. You can even add items and make your character display those items, generate in-chat images, and use the narrator if you're too lazy to read like me. Also, the memory is very good. So yeah, Miku GG, I would say it's definitely an S tier when it comes to roleplaying. So next up, we got AI Dungeon. And this tool has been around for a while, and it's still one of the best text game adventure games on the market. They did have some filters, but they do have a mature setting. So yeah, there's an extent to this being NSFW. However, I didn't find their image generator that good, and they don't have stuff like a narrator. For roleplaying, I wouldn't really recommend it because there are better alternatives. So for that reason, I would put this in the B tier, but it's still a very good tool. So next up, we got DreamGen, and DreamGen is a tool and it lets you create very, very cool NSFW stories, but it's not really a roleplay tool, to be honest. It's more of a writing tool. If you're someone who's always been interested in creating your own NSFW stories, then DreamGen, it's definitely recommended, but it does require a lot of practice because you've got a ton of settings like the temperature, the frequency, and all that stuff that you have to figure out. So yeah, keep that in mind. I'm gonna put this in the B tier. So then I got DreamPress AI, and DreamPress is basically the same as DreamGen, but a lot more beginner friendly. So you work with different chapters and you just write what your story is about, and the AI will create a super cool NSFW story that's completely unfiltered. What's really cool is that you can also generate images, so you can really create your own NSFW novel. The only thing I don't like about DreamPress is that I reached out multiple times and they either didn't respond or they responded weeks later. So yeah, for me personally, that's like a big no-no. So for that reason, I put it in C. So next on our list is Pirr, and this is a roleplay tool that's unique in its own way. Setting it up is ridiculously easy. You create an account, confirm you're 18, and boom, you're good to go. So the app's interface, it's super smooth. You got 3 menus, one for your ongoing fantasies, another one to create one, and a third one to watch other people interact with AI in real time. So yeah, that's definitely a very cool feature if you ask me. They also handle loot scenarios very well, but it does have some limitations. The AI's responses are a bit short and there's no option to reload them. Plus it has some very strict content filters. Don't get me wrong, you can generate a lot of NSFW. Sometimes their filter is just so strict that it filters out stuff that they shouldn't filter out, if that makes sense. But hey, overall, it's a very good AI roleplay tool and it's completely free to use. It has a mobile app. I will put it in the A tier list. So the next AI roleplay tool is called RPGGO Alpha. So this is kind of a mix between AI gaming and AI roleplaying. You start off by picking a scenario and then you can roleplay with the characters in that scenario. And what makes this really cool is that each scenario has different tasks. For example, you can have a scenario with characters and you need to have every character interested in you. And it's just a very fun way to interact with the characters when you have a goal. They also have in-chat images, which are surprisingly good. RPGGO, it's definitely worth checking out. I would put this in the A tier as well. This one is called Novel AI, and just like DreamPress and DreamGen, this is more of a tool that helps you write NSFW stories. So it's super advanced, you can customize everything. But again guys, this is not really for beginners. This is more for someone who's already a writer or who's really interested in learning everything. It is a bit expensive if you ask me, so for that reason I just put it in the B tier. So the last NSFW AI roleplay tool I have on this list for you is called RolePlayGPT. So this one is very good. First of all, it's free to use as long as you bring your own OpenAI key. And as for roleplaying, you don't have a narrator and you don't have image generation, but you have a bunch of NSFW stories and you can replay the story from different perspectives. So for example, you have one and it's called Sherlock Holmes. You can play as Sherlock Holmes, but you can also play as Dr. Watson or make the AI play as a different character. So yeah, it just gives another level of AI roleplay to the whole experience. So it's definitely worth checking out. It's a shame they don't have image generation or a narrator feature. So I think this kind of hovers between the S and A tier, but I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt because it's free. So I will put this in the S tier. So that was my video where I rank the 10 best NSFW AI roleplay tools. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, then you'll be in the loop on the newest NSFW AI tools. I'll see you guys next time.